for kids because of a bus driver shortage.
Lawmakers are moving forward, scrambling to avoid a federal government shutdown. I'm Skyler Henry at the White House with the latest on those talks and the hang-up slowing President Biden's legislative agenda within his own party.
And a logjam at this port means what you order is going to take longer to arrive.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Joplin School Board takes action aimed at addressing a shortage of bus drivers that's affecting kids. Thank you for joining us for the KOAM News at Noon. I'm Chris Warner. Joplin schools have been experiencing a bus driver shortage since the school year began, and because of that, bus routes are longer than expected, drop-off and pickup times are inconsistent, and buses are more crowded.
We combined our routes this year, which made some of them kind of at the limit of what we want. We want to be an hour or less. So some of those routes now are right at an hour, and if there's any delay at all, if a parent doesn't show up to receive their kindergarten first grade student, we have to take that student back to school. That makes them late for their next route.
Now, last night, the Joplin School Board approved a pay raise for bus drivers and other incentives, including additional optional work days. The board hopes the changes will help improve bus driver recruitment. A Southwest Missouri prosecutor charges 5 employees of a private Christian boarding school with abusing students. Cedar County prosecuting attorney Ty Gaither announced that 5 Agape boarding school employees will be charged with a total of 13 third-degree felony assault counts. The Missouri Attorney General's office had recommended prosecuting 22 staffers of the school near Stockton with 65 counts on behalf of 36 victims. Attorney General Eric Schmidt asked Governor Mike Parson to take his office off the case last week, saying Gaither did not plan to seek justice for all the students who say they were abused. Cloudy today. It's getting cloudier outside.
Cloudy for most of us, and then if you live out in the western portion of southeast Kansas, you're going, I know what those clouds are capable of. Because, Chris, the majority of our rain has stayed through portions of, whether it be Wilson, especially Montgomery County, Kansas, right on the Oklahoma-Kansas state line, and then Washington County and Nowata County through northeast Oklahoma, just outside of Washington County. Very heavy rain around the Bartlesville area as well. As of right now, we've been able to avoid any flood warnings, and it's a result of our ground being relatively dry and the fact that it has moved pretty quick from south to north. But as Chris said, if you live on the east side of that storm system, you have yet to see a drop. It's just kind of overcast skies, but it gives you an idea of what the clouds are capable of producing. But really, for the most part today, anything that we do see in the central and eastern portions of southwest Missouri are going to be rather light and quick. And then as we get into Wednesday night into Thursday morning, we actually get a little break from the rain. However, that tune changes Thursday afternoon. Double barrel action, one coming in from each side, west and east, and that will definitely just about give everybody a drop by the time it's said and done. Then look at what happens. Thursday night and Friday morning, we get a break. Friday, however, and we see it begin to move in from the south once again. There we are around high school football time, especially the western and southern portions of the 4 states going to experience rain. And then we see it track up I-44 for Saturday morning. Temperature is going to be pretty moderate. Can't complain about that. But Chris, by the time we get to Sunday, we're easily looking at 1.5, 2.5 pockets of 3 inches. Coming up here in just a little bit, give you an idea of how it could be much worse. We turn our attention down to the south. 5 inches of rain from where it started this morning. Wow. Same system we got that we're watching right now. They got 5 inches earlier.
Hopefully we don't see that much. But
no, I don't think we will. I don't think we will.
All right, Michael, thank you. Well, Pitt State is exploring the topic of censorship during Banned Books Week. The university hosted a conference for area high school students covering the topic of books that have been banned or challenged in high schools around the nation. The guest speaker was author Chris Crutcher, whose books for young people have been banned in some places. Now, Crutcher says that while some people might find certain books offensive, kids should read them with their parents as an opening to discuss difficult or embarrassing subjects.
The more kids know, the more college kids, the more adults know about, the truth of other people's lives, the kinder we can be, the more accepting we can be of each other. It's like everybody has a story. You look at somebody that you really don't like, but you don't know that person's story.
Crutcher has 3 books on the American Library Association's list of top 100 banned or challenge books from 2000 to 2009. Whale Talk, Athletic Shorts, and Staying Fat for Sarah Burns. You can find them and many more in a banned books exhibit at the Bicknell Center Art Gallery. It is free and open to the public. Joplin residents are getting ready to raise awareness and funds for Alzheimer's care and research. Saturday, Joplin hosts the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's. The event will kick off with the Promise Garden ceremony to represent solidarity in the fight against the disease. One of the participants is a Joplin High School student who hopes to raise awareness among kids his age about the disease.
And in addition to fundraising and donating, I primarily seek to raise Alzheimer's awareness amongst the youth in my community, because I believe that to envision a day where there is no Alzheimer's or the dementia, it is important for the youth of today to understand this disease and advocate for it as well.
Now, the walk starts at Mercy Park at 10:15 Saturday morning. Registration begins at 8:30. A Missouri couple pleads guilty for their roles in the riot at the U.S. Capitol in January. 30-year-old Kelsey Wilson and 32-year-old Zachary Wilson, both of Springfield, each pled guilty in federal court to a misdemeanor count of knowingly entering or remaining in a restricted building. Authorities arrested Kelsey Wilson in August on the charge, her husband in February. Both face up to 6 months in prison and a $5,000 fine when they are sentenced December 10th. Court records indicated Kelsey Wilson was a new first-grade teacher at Dayspring Christian School in Springfield at the time of her arrest, but the school says she's no longer employed there. Going on currently in the Capitol, the spending standoff and the looming potential of a government shutdown. That tops Nation Watch today. Congress and the Biden administration negotiate over the potential for defaulting on government loans and the president's legislative priorities, including an infrastructure bill. Skylar Henry has more details now from the White House.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says they will vote on a resolution to avoid a partial government shutdown set to begin Friday.
We can approve this measure quickly and send it to the House so it can reach the president's desk before funding expires midnight tomorrow.
But there is still an October 18th deadline to raise the debt limit, which allows the government to pay its bills. Republicans say they oppose raising the debt limit because Democrats are working to pass a $3.5 trillion spending bill on their own using a Senate tool called reconciliation.
Democrats' reckless taxing and spending spree will earn it 0 votes from Senate Republicans.
President Biden canceled a planned trip to Chicago in order to continue negotiations with a pair of moderate Senate Democrats who have still not signed off on the spending bill.
We're at a pivotal moment, need to continue to work to finalize the path forward.
The president met with Senators Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema yesterday, and Sinema will be back at the White House today. The two oppose the $3.5 trillion price tag, but won't say what they can accept.
No, we haven't talked about figures at all. We should be talking about the need of our country.
Without the reconciliation bill, progressive Democrats in the House say they won't sign off on the president's $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill, which is scheduled for a vote Thursday.
We are not confining our vision, as the president has said he's not confining his, for rebuilding infrastructure to this legislation.
Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders added to the pressure, tweeting, "I strongly urge my House colleagues to vote against the bipartisan infrastructure bill until Congress passes a strong reconciliation bill." Skylar Henry, CBS News, the White House.
The head of the Congressional Progressive Caucus says 60 Democratic House members will not vote yes on infrastructure until the Senate passes the reconciliation bill. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in the first 7 minutes. Up next on the KOAM News at noon, a pair of stores that are four-state staples are getting ready to close their doors for the final time. And later, four-state heroes honored through high school sports.
The Spigarelli Law Firm has been practicing in Kansas and Missouri for over 50 years. We're part of this community, so we're passionate about helping people that have been hurt in a wreck or at work. At Spigarelli, our decades of successful trial experience is what sets us apart, as we have the experience required to win in the courtroom. If you need a trustworthy firm to defend your rights, call Spigarelli Law Firm for a free consultation or fill out the easy form at spigarelli-law.com. That's spigarelli-law.com.
No one has ever reinvented mattress shopping until now. The grand opening of Slumberland Sleep Solutions, where we've simplified, uncomplicated, and laid things out for you. Start with a quick rest match to pick your basic mattress type.
You love memory foam.
I really do.
Then shop the information and rating system on each bed. Did you know you can get great back support with a soft feel? It's true, and easy to find. Mattress shopping, reinvented, only at Slumberland Furniture.
Did you know fall is the best time of year to plant trees and shrubs? In the Garden can help you select the right variety for your yard and offer helpful planting tips. Come in now for the best selection. In the Garden, 818 East 4th, Pittsburgh.
It's time to connect with myself and my talents while connecting with a larger community. Break down social barriers to make lifelong friends and make a difference in the world. Tear up old assumptions of what's possible to discover what's important. At Allen Community College, we're more than degrees or programs. Athletes and fans, faculty, students, and alumni.
We are community.
Allen Community College. We put you in community.
Come enjoy the 52nd Annual Columbus State Festival and Balloon Regatta October 9th through the 11th. With activities for the whole family all weekend long, you're assured of a great time. For a complete list of all activities, visit columbusdayballoons.com.
Call us at Bath Naylor and Frisco Funeral Home for all your pre-arrangement needs.
From a couple of traditional 4-state stores getting ready to say goodbye to not even being able to say hello to those online orders you placed, here's today's Consumer Watch. A couple of stores that have been staples in the Nevada community for more than half a century closing their doors. The owners of Davison Shoes and Verco Sporting Goods announced they are retiring and closing up shop after 64 years in business. The businesses are now running liquidation sales to sell off their remaining inventory. Well, dozens of cargo ships are waiting outside the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach, slowing deliveries to stores and homes nationwide. Those two facilities alone handle about 40% of America's imports. Carter Evans explains how this could make it harder for you to shop.
When buyers with stimulus cash wiped out inventory at Tony Yabaca's bike shop last year, he immediately ordered 100 new bikes. Only a handful ever arrived. Where are all the bikes right now?
Well, I'd imagine some of them are on the ships right out here in San Pedro.
The ports of LA and Long Beach are less than 2 miles from his shop.
It's frustrating because you can look down into the harbor and see all the containers that are stacked 5, 6 high.
On average, they're sitting nearly 6 days at the port waiting for trucks and nearly 11.5 days waiting to get loaded on rail.
LA Port Director Gene Soroka says import shipping from overseas is up 50% this summer. 70 ships are currently waiting a week or more just to get into the port. What is going on here? Is it just that we're buying a lot more stuff?
Yeah, the American consumer's buying strength is so strong and epic that we can't absorb all this cargo.
Retail sales jumped unexpectedly in August as the Delta variant caused Americans to once again change where they spend their money. Less on dining and travel, more on consumer goods like furniture.
I just hope that it doesn't disrupt our food supply chain.
Nick Vyas is a global supply chain expert. He anticipates more COVID-related holdups from manufacturers in countries with limited access to a vaccine.
We have to have this global participation of labor forces, supply side activities, manufacturing, transportation, all of these things to work. People have to be immunized.
Back at the shop, Tony Yabaca stopped taking bike orders because he doesn't know when or if they'll arrive.
I would say if you're interested in getting a bike for Christmas, this is a good time to buy it.
Because come Christmas rush?
Yeah, they're probably not going to have them. I'm
Carter Evans in Los Angeles.
There are an estimated 500,000 shipping containers waiting to be unloaded. Well, still to come on the KOAM News at noon, everybody's favorite, Mr. Food.
Whipping up a batch of homemade cookies right after lunch while you're still at work. Well, we can, and we did. And today, we're sharing the results.
But first, Michael Hayslip comes back with your complete forecast.
It's our favorite season here at Tony's Garden Center, and we have loads of new items to make your house beautiful this fall. Inside or outside, we've got you covered. Come see all the new fall and Halloween goodies at Tony's Garden Center, South Santa Fe in Chanute.
4-State Friday night. The biggest games, the biggest plays, and all of the area high school football scores. Join Jacob Leonard, Danny Terzer, and the entire KOAM sports team for 4 State Friday Night. All season long, Friday nights at 10:20, only on KOAM TV. Brought to you by Labette Health, GN Bank, and Crawcan.
We went to a Chiefs party before there were vaccines. My 10-year-old daughter, Vivi, got COVID the worst. She had the most excruciating pain that we have ever seen her in. It was the most powerless and helpless and hopeless I have ever felt as a parent. If you choose to not get vaccinated, you are taking a risk every day, and you may wait until it's too late.
Go to getvaccineanswers.org, a message from the Kansas Department of Health and Environment.
Many people have questions about COVID-19 vaccine. We all want to make our own decision about what's best for ourselves and our family. The good news is that the vaccine has been tested, it's safe, and it works. Getting vaccinated is the best thing that you can do to help protect those that you care about, especially those that might be more at risk. And it's also a key step for Missouri to get back to normal. Get your questions answered at mostopscovid.com or call 877-435-8411.
She seemed like a typical mom, but
she was running a massage parlor.
You told the producers that you felt so much shame. I think you say that because you know that's what you're supposed to say.
Weekdays at 3 on KOAM TV.
At Johnson Floor & Home, we've got the perfect floor for you.
Let's do our run through with where we currently are and where we're going to be here by the end of the weekend. We'll go straight to the Skywatch Storm Tracker. This band of rain, it rose up from east central Oklahoma, and it has just been consistent upon that line. It's yet to really even penetrate through portions of central Labette County. Can't get to the east of that. As a matter of fact, if we put this on the old 6-hour loop right here, you'll see there it is. Never really got past Oswego for the most part. Now, as we kind of reset, what we'll do is take off our cloud cover because that makes it a whole lot easier to see what we've got cooking here with Montgomery County, particularly in between Independence and Coffeyville is where we've seen the most of our accumulation. Now, we haven't picked up any lightning. We don't have any storm reports. But what we're looking at here is anywhere from about 1/4 to 3/10 of an inch, right there in between Indy and Coffeyville. That's where we sit at 3/10 of an inch. But if we back off down here, this is what I was talking about, where it could have been much worse. How about just on the north side of I-40, 3.8 inches. They've had isolated reports of 5 inches of rain down there. So we've been rather lucky so far. And here's the nice thing. If we can continue to spread this out over the next several days, we're going to be able to pick up some much needed moisture and not have to worry about any flooding concerns. Now, you see that little green right there in southwestern Washington County? That is a flood advisory, not a watch or a warning, but an advisory, because it will continue to come up. And we'll see the sweeping radar here and kind of give you an idea of exactly where we're seeing the hardest rain right there in that Bartlesville area, and then making its way through portions of western Labette County and then close to Erie as well. Now, of course, this is a result of all the Gulf moisture that we've been talking about, and look at how we've just destroyed the purple and the blue as everything has risen up from the south. Now, we're not looking at anything too severe today, so we do like that as far as what we're looking at. Future track, this is pretty interesting. We're not going to be widespread. Central eastern part, you're hardly going to see any rain today. And then every night and morning, we're going to take a deep breath. And then we're going to get ready for the afternoons to come back, because on Thursday, it comes in from both sides. And what happens on Thursday night and Friday morning? We take a break. And then on Friday, here we go again. Friday afternoon into the nighttime. Now, the one on Friday will actually carry us into Saturday morning. Temperatures are going to be delightful. And at the end, Chris, I bet we're talking about 2.5 inches of rain by Sunday.
It does look fairly delightful. We need the rain. The rain's not necessarily delightful because you can't go outdoors really,
right,
but we do need it.
We're coming off back-to-back days of elevated fire concerns.
Yeah.
This humidity and this rain, that really helps us back off of that.
Yeah, it certainly does. We need it, and it's good that it's spread over a few days.
That's the best part. It's been a long time since we've been able to do that.
Yeah, we need this. Now, Michael, thank you so much.
Yep.